this special episode of The Law Sit Down. Today we have a very special guest. She's known for her dynamic and proactive leadership. She has 22 years experience. She started as legal researcher at Dubai Chambers, progressed in her career path to be the vice president for the legal affairs of Dubai Chambers, and now she's the first Emirati woman ever to be on the board director of DIAC, and she is the executive director of Dubai International Arbitration Centre. Welcome and a pleasure to have you today with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hello, Jehad. As the first Emirati woman to hold this leadership position at DIAC as the executive director, what this milestone means to you and how does it affect your leadership style?
Well, first and foremost, I am honored to contribute to this meaningful work. I'm grateful to the leadership of UAE for their wisdom in shaping the nation's success and empowering women across various aspects of the society, economy, and workforce. I'm also grateful to DIAC's board of directors for their trust in me. I believe that their support and vision have been instrumental in making this possible. Personally, whatever I have achieved reflects years of hard work, perseverance, and continuous learning. Throughout my journey, I've learned that growth comes from embracing the unexpected and trusting that every experience, whether good or bad, shapes who you become. And along the way, I've been quite fortunate to have the support of those around me, and I believe their faith in me has been a constant source of motivation. In terms of leadership, I must say that resilience is extremely important, along with leading responsibly and embracing diversity. I believe these values help create a strong and inclusive team and ensure that we are able to adapt and thrive in an ever-changing environment and a complex field such as dispute resolution. However, I think it's very important to always remember that no matter how successful we become in life and how much we achieve, we have to remain humble and modest. At the end of the day, our primary purpose is to serve others, whether in a personal, professional, or community setting. And so titles and positions should not be seen as privileges or taken for granted. Instead, they should be seen as opportunities to make meaningful impact and bring positive change to the field.
Jihad, can you share with us some challenges you had during your career in the ADR and how did you overcome these challenges?
Throughout my journey, I have been quite fortunate to experience many growth opportunities. Along the way, I had my fair share of challenges. However, I always saw them as stepping stones for development and success. One of the most rewarding aspects of my career has been breaking through barriers in a traditionally male-dominated industry. And this inspired me to keep pushing forward with confidence, knowing that my success could pave the way for others to follow. And so every challenge that I encountered reinforced my faith and belief in the importance of resilience and positivity. As Winston Churchill said, the pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty. And so, realistically speaking, as long as there is life, there will always be challenges. And there is no one in the world who does not face challenges, whether organizations, individuals, cities, or nations. The only difference is how each person or each organization, let's say, how they deal with challenges and how they manage challenges. And if we want to continue moving forward in life, we have to change our mindset. We have to see challenges differently. We need to see them as tests that help us better understand life and ourselves as individuals.
DIAC is the largest, biggest arbitration center in the Middle East. Under your supervision, how are you ensuring what strategy you have to ensure its sustainable and continuous growth and prominence globally?
Well, DIAC has come a long way, and it's great to see how the center is evolving and how it is progressing. I must commend the efforts and support of all those who laid the foundation of DIAC and the contribution they made throughout the center's journey. My relationship with DIAC goes back in time long before joining as an executive director. And so I have been supporting the center in my capacity as a board member. And this gave me an opportunity to learn more about DIAC, to understand the challenges, the underlying issues. And what I realized, Ziad, that the center had a lot of potential, but for certain reasons, it was not able to optimize itself, and it was not advancing as it should have. And so deep inside, I had a very strong desire to bring significant change to DIAC. I wanted the center to become a proactive, dynamic, and forward-looking arbitral institution. And so when I joined as an executive director, I took it upon myself to totally transform DIAC and completely make it a new institution, more of a DIAC 2.0, let's say. And so when we were restructuring the center, the first thing we said that we needed a strategy. And what is interesting is that when we wanted to build the strategy, we were not inspired by any arbitration center or any organization for that matter. Our inspiration was Dubai. So the beautiful city that you see here, this was our inspiration. How Dubai has transformed itself from a fishing village to a regional powerhouse and now a global metropolis. And this transformation resonated closely with DIAC's journey of organic growth over the years and reflected the aspiration that we had for the development of the center. And so we built a strategy, we have a vision, which is our North Star. Our vision is to become the ultimate global destination for dispute resolution. DIAC has 4 strategic priorities: reinforcing Dubai's position as a global reliable hub for alternative dispute resolution, advancing DIAC's position as a leading arbitral institution, advocating robustly for the use of ADR, and building institutional excellence. And so all our activities and all our initiatives and everything that we do is designed around achieving these priorities and these objectives. However, I must say that having the right team makes a big difference, because even if you have the most ambitious vision, even if you have the most forward-thinking strategy, but if you don't have the right people on board, you will reach nowhere. And so when we wanted to build a team for DIAC, I made sure that I select the right team. We wanted the right people with the right mindset, with the right skills, with the right understanding and knowledge of arbitration, individuals who can work in a challenging environment, individuals who can think outside the box, individuals who can help us achieve our vision and objectives. And so to me, people are the most valuable asset to any organization, because at the end of the day, people are the ones who help to translate the vision and make it a reality. And
globally, I can see DIAC. This last year was everywhere. It was in Egypt, it was in Turkey. Last year, Dubai Arbitration Week was maybe the second biggest arbitration week after Paris Arbitration Week. And I see you also focus on the new generation. You have a lot of classes and courses for the new generation. Is this part of the strategy of the global expansion and continuous growth?
Yes, and if you look at DIAC and if you look at our journey, we were established in 1994. We had a very humble beginning. All what we wanted to do was to support the local businesses. And so we were very focused on domestic cases. Little by little, we started to get cases from the GCC and the region. And now we are the largest arbitral institution in Middle East, Africa, and South Asia, which is the MEASA region. To us, it's very important that we are able to serve the global arbitration community. And for that, we ensure that we are present in different parts of the world, and therefore you see us taking parts in different events and forums so that we can engage and meet and connect with the global arbitration community. Over the years, we've seen that we have many cases that are international in nature, and so it's very important for us to engage with our stakeholders who are based in all corners of the world. As an institution, we are here to support everyone. We support businesses of all sizes, whether small, medium, or large, all type of companies you can imagine, and every organizations, including the government departments. I think for us, it's extremely important to provide our service to everyone, even individuals. And so we've seen a lot of growth in the past years. And for us also, stakeholder engagement is extremely important. And that's why you see us very active on social media. We make sure that our stakeholders are well informed about our activities and about our initiatives. And we are trying to support everyone, to be honest. And so when you mentioned about the younger generation, as an institution, we think that the younger generation is the future of arbitration, and therefore it's extremely important that we support their growth in different ways. And it's extremely important for us to see everyone benefiting from arbitration.
Jihad, what are the initiatives or reforms you have implemented to ensure the efficiency of the service offering and efficiency of the DIACs?
Well, in the past 2 years, we've been very busy and we've made significant changes. In fact, the center has been completely revamped. I think everyone is noticing it, and they have felt it already. And so the first thing we did is to enhance the governance of the center. And the main layer of the governance structure is the arbitration court. And so we decided to reform the arbitration court back in February 2023. The court comprises of 13 leading practitioners in arbitration, representing 11 nationalities. I think that's diversity at its best. And the court provides support to the case management and looks into the procedural aspects of arbitrations. We also established an advisory committee that supports the board in achieving its objectives, and the board consults the advisory committee as and when needed on strategic matters, including our initiatives. We established a very strong case management team. So if you look at the team members, you will see that they have vast expertise in arbitration and a deep understanding of arbitration, and they come from different jurisdictions, and they've worked previously in private practice and leading arbitral institutions. We also have revamped our website. So you see our website with its new look and feel, much better and quicker than the previous website. However, in the coming period, we will further develop the website and we'll enhance its functionality and features. We also revitalized our brand identity. So you see our new logo, which is very modern, clean, and forward-looking, truly represents the new DIAC and who we are. We updated our arbitration rules in 2022. So the new rules have modernized the DIAC arbitration procedures and aligned them with international standards and best practices. We have added many new features to the rules. So you have provisions around expedited proceedings, third-party funding, emergency arbitrator, consolidation of multiple claims, and so on. The rules provide a lot of flexibility and choice, which wasn't the case in 2007 rules. And the rules have been highly welcomed by the arbitration community. We also launched our mediation rules. They were launched in October 2023. And again, just after 1 month of launching the rules, we registered our first case. In 2024, we had around 3 cases, so a total of I would say 4 cases in a span of 1 year. I think it's excellent. That shows that mediation will become popular in future. Beside that, we also launched the UNCITRAL Arbitration Services to provide administrative support to manage procedural aspects of ad hoc arbitrations. We also initiated the DIAC 3-stage training. It's more of a bespoke training program designed around the DIAC arbitration rules and procedures. And so you can see that all these changes have made significant, I think, improvements to DIAC. Yes, a lot has been done, but a lot more needs to be done. And so in the coming period, we will be launching more initiatives and new sets of services to enhance our offerings and to enhance user experience.
Jihad, can you share how DIAC engage with its stakeholder to foster trust, collaboration, its approach of forward thinking? Can you share with us how DIACs do that?
Well, DIAC in past used to be quite distant from its stakeholders. And we used to always get this feedback that stakeholders didn't know much about DIAC. There was a lack of transparency, but all that has changed in the past 2 years. And so we have enhanced our communication with our stakeholders, and we have a very strong social media presence. So if you follow us on LinkedIn, you will see that we are constantly and regularly updating our stakeholders with the activities of DIAC, with the new initiatives, with what's happening, what's not happening, who's joining the team. The idea is to keep our stakeholders informed and to share with them everything that we are doing. I think that's extremely important. And so when I joined as an executive director, to me, stakeholder engagement was on top of my agenda. And that is where we focused, and that's why you see we are very active in social media. The other thing we did also is we built strategic partnerships with like-minded organizations, whether local, regional, or international. The idea is we want to make sure that we are able, through our partnership, we are able to promote and support international arbitration. And through our partnerships, we are able to also achieve our shared objectives. I think that is extremely important. And we also have participated in events around different parts of the world. So in the past 2 years, we've been to 14 countries, and that gave us an opportunity to engage with our global stakeholders and with the global arbitration community, and to have meaningful conversations. I think that was extremely important. In December last year, we had our first DIAC event, meet and mingle event in Cairo. And that was excellent and quite successful. And so we want to make sure that we are getting closer to our stakeholders. That's extremely important for us. And we also have conducted the DIAC's stakeholder survey. So in past, DIAC never surveyed its stakeholders. I think the stakeholder survey was extremely important for us because through that survey, we were able to understand more from the perspectives of our stakeholders, to understand what are the pain points in terms of our services, where are the areas that we need to focus and how we can improve our services, and what we can do collectively to advance arbitration. I think that's something we are very much keen on. And to me, Ziad, stakeholders are the biggest inspiration. They help us to grow, they help us to become better, they help us to excel. And what I do on a weekly basis, I dedicate my time and I make sure that I meet stakeholders. And I feel that those conversations are extremely valuable. And to me, it's very important that I understand what they have to say about DIAC. And so I listen to them, I hear what they want to say, And I always look forward to my conversations with stakeholders because I find them very enriching and very enlightening.
Jihad, how do you perceive the evolution of arbitration and alternative dispute resolution in the region?
The ADR in Middle East has gone through significant transformation in the past decade as countries have diversified their economies and continue to do so. There is a corresponding rise in complex commercial transactions, joint ventures, construction projects, and foreign investments, and all these require effective and efficient mechanisms for resolving disputes. We're seeing that over time, many businesses, many organizations, even government departments and entities are resorting to ADR, and especially arbitration. And so with the increase of also the bilateral investment treaties, comprehensive economic partnership agreements, and foreign direct investments have also increased the demand for expertise in dispute resolution. And if you look within the context of UAE, UAE has a very positive economic outlook driven by its investments in emerging sectors such as the digital economy, renewable energy, banking and finance. And all these sectors require expertise in dispute resolution. And I think arbitration is best suited to serve all these sectors. If we look further within Dubai, we see that Dubai is performing extremely well. Its economy has gone from strength to strength. In fact, Dubai was ranked 8th in the Global Power City Index, GPCI, which is issued by the Japan's Mori Memorial Foundation. Dubai is the first and only Middle Eastern city to be ranked 8th for the second consecutive year. And the GPCI basically ranks cities based on their magnetism. In other words, their comprehensive power to attract people, capital, and enterprises. And so this tells you how Dubai has, over the years, become a city of choice for people to work, live, visit, and invest. And with the growth that is happening in this part of the world, and of course with the legal reforms, so you see that many countries have taken the step to modernize their legislation to ensure that they are aligned with international standards and best practices. And all these changes have in turn boosted arbitration and ADR in the region. Beside this, I think there is a lot more awareness and understanding about ADR. And so I think universities and educational institutions are doing a great job raising awareness about arbitration, teaching them in their institutions. I think all these have collectively made ADR quite popular in this part of the world.
So what is the competitive advantage DIAC have other than the other international arbitration centers?
The DIAC was established in 1994, and so we are a 30-year-old, well-established and mature arbitral institution. Throughout these 3 decades, we have administered more than 5,000 arbitrations with a combined value of more than 100 billion dirhams. And so we have been able to administer cases from the smallest amount to the biggest or the highest claim amount, from the simplest cases to the most complicated cases. And throughout these years, we have gained a deep understanding about the practical issues, and we have a very reliable team who help to make sure that we are administrating our cases as per the DIAC arbitration rules, and also enhancing our procedures and practices, constantly aligning them with international standards and best practices. As an institution, we've been supporting businesses of all sizes, small, medium, and large. We've been also seeing that we have a lot of cases now that are international in nature. And so if you look at our report for the year 2023, you will see that we served parties from 49 countries, from different parts of Europe, Asia, Africa, and Americas. And so we have a very good understanding to support parties and businesses when it comes to their disputes and across all the sectors and industries. And so as an institution, we're seeing a lot of also growth in terms of our caseload. So for the past, I would say 3 years, the average number of cases that are registered on yearly basis is around 330 cases. And so that keeps us quite busy. As an institution, DIAC is the largest and leading arbitral institution in Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. And so we are a leader in this field. And over the years, we have built a reputation of providing reliable and quality arbitration services.
In what ways DIAC helped Dubai to retain its position as a tractor for business and dispute resolution in the region?
So if we first talk within the context of arbitration, so the success of Dubai as a seat and the success of DIAC as an arbitral institution, they are correlated and they go hand in hand. And so over the years, both Dubai and DIAC have become leaders in the dispute resolution field. And this is very much clear from the rankings. So according to Queen Mary University of London's International Arbitration Survey 2021, Dubai was ranked 10th as a seat. And in QMUL's survey on international energy arbitration 2022, Dubai was ranked 7th. And so these rankings underscore Dubai's appeal as a preferred seat of arbitration, not only in the MEASA region, but also on a global scale. And we're seeing over the years how DIAC is also gaining a lot of recognition. In fact, DIAC was listed in the whitelist of GAR's Guide to Regional Arbitration. There is also a recent ranking that was through the GAR 100 data report. And that report basically analyzed more than 11,200 arbitration cases. In that report, you'll see that Dubai was ranked as the 5th most popular seat in terms of caseload, and DIAC was ranked as 10th most important arbitral institution according to GAR 100. And so you can see that the progress both Dubai and DIAC have made and how we have evolved over the years. DIAC is fully aligned with Dubai's strategy and economic agenda, which is D33. The D33 basically aims to double the size of Dubai's economy by 2033. The D33 includes around 100 transformational projects. And some of the key components of D33 include foreign direct investments, foreign expansion or trade expansion, let's say, as well as development of new generation of innovative industries, such as digital economy, green energy, advanced manufacturing, and so on. And all these require expertise in dispute resolution. And as DIAC, we are fully equipped to support Dubai as it continues rising and to shine on the global stage. And so I think the coming period will be very exciting for everyone. And the growth that we are witnessing in Dubai will definitely bring positive changes to everyone in the region.
Technology and innovation is taking a huge part in ADR. How is DIAC taking technology into its operation or incorporating technology in its operation?
Technology is disrupting every industry and every sector. We're seeing that most organizations, if not all, are harnessing the power of technology, and DIAC is no exception. And so we are depending heavily on technology in the daily operations when it comes to financial management systems, HR systems, CRMs, and so on. In terms of case management, we have just recently announced our strategic partnership with Opus 2, who is a leader in legal software and hearing services. The aim of this partnership is to introduce innovative solutions and advanced hearing technologies that will enhance our dispute resolution services. And so we will be launching state-of-art digital platform that will connect all the participants of DIAC arbitrations, from the parties to legal practitioners to neutrals, as well as the DIAC Secretariat. We aim to enhance the efficiency and efficacy of our services. And this platform will also provide different features such as e-filing, registration of cases, document submission, and so on. Together with this, we will be also launching virtual hearings that will be supported by real-time transcriptions, e-bundling, electronic presentation of evidences, and so on. And so we believe that these initiatives will truly revolutionize our services, and they will ensure that we are adding more transparency and making sure that our stakeholders and the participants in DIAC arbitrations are well informed and well connected. And this will in turn definitely enhance the user experience.
With your experience in policy and governance, how do you see the UAE legal framework with the international standards of the ADR?
The UAE has made significant strides in enhancing its legal framework in the past couple of years. I think the major milestone was Law number 6 of 2018, which is the first standalone arbitration law in the country. I think that was an excellent initiative. The law succeeded in streamlining the arbitration procedures and creating consistency across arbitrations in the UAE. The law has been modeled on UNCITRAL and applies international standards and best practices. And there were several changes that were made to the law and introduced in September 2023 to further enhance the efficiency of arbitration procedures in the country. There is now a lot more recognition towards the use of electronic means, and arbitral institutions are now required to provide the technology necessary to facilitate virtual hearings. And all this goes in line with UAE's strategy towards complete digital transformation across various sectors and industries, including arbitration. And so these changes have made a big difference. We have world-class legal systems in UAE. And especially if you look at Dubai, we have applied dual legal system. So 20 years ago, Dubai decided to apply a common law system. So it decided to have a DIFC court, which will be a court that will operate in English and will apply a common law system. At that time, this was quite unusual. And so many people were skeptical. They thought that this will never work. But Dubai, with its future foresight and audacity, ignored the naysayers and took the bold step and implemented a common law system. And the rest is history. You know, Dubai has succeeded to implement dual legal systems. And you've seen, I'm sure you must have seen that many others have followed the footsteps of Dubai, which makes Dubai a true pioneer and a trendsetter. I think this has also helped a lot because parties who are doing business in and through MEASA region have the choice to choose either between common law, civil law, based on their preference, based on the nature of their business. And this has also added to ease of doing business. And that's why you see UAE is always ranked very on the top when it comes to ease of doing business. Together with that, we see that the courts are very arbitration friendly, and the judges are demonstrating great willingness to uphold and enforce arbitration agreements and awards. And that has also, over time, has helped to further solidify the position of arbitration and make it a preferred method for resolving disputes.
How does DIAC contribute in initiatives that strengthen the ADR ecosystem in UAE?
As an institution, we are actively supporting the arbitration ecosystem in UAE, the region, and beyond. we want to ensure that we play an active role in supporting the arbitration initiatives and the arbitration communities around the world. And so we are a signatory and supporter of equal representation in arbitration pledge and campaign. We are also supporting the Green Pledge and campaign for greener arbitration. DIAC is also part of the institution task force for the campaign for greener arbitration. We have recently contributed to the Green Survey, which was published recently. That tells you about the DIAC's endeavors in terms of adopting environmentally responsible practices. And so, as an institution, we believe that we need to act upon these values and implement them. And so, for example, if you look at diversity, and that is very much evident if you read our annual report for the year 2023, you will see that DIAC's arbitration court selection of women arbitrators reached near parity at 47%. The overall appointments of women arbitrators was 31%. I think parties and co-arbitrators are still lagging behind. I think it's important that everybody plays a role, because I think that diversity is a shared responsibility. As an institution, we are doing our part. We are fully committed to gender diversity and equal opportunity. The 2024 report is not out yet, but I'm happy to say that the overall appointments of women arbitrators by the DIAC Arbitration Court, the percentage has increased, which is a very good indication. We're also applying diversity across every level of DIAC. So if you look at the administrative body of DIAC, we have around 23 employees in the center that come from 16 nationalities and speak 16 languages. More than 60% of the employees in DIAC are women. And so I think women are playing a very important role in shaping the future of arbitration and contributing to the growth of DIAC as an institution. In terms of sustainability, we are an eco-friendly arbitration center. And so our head office, or the place that we are at now, this is LEED certified, and we ensure that we use our resources responsibly and as well as wisely. I think that's extremely important. And we also support different initiatives when it comes to sustainability. Beside all this, we are focused on making connections and ensuring that we are bringing the arbitration community closer. So in the past, I would say 2 years, we have organized more than 80 events through which we were able to meet and connect with our stakeholders and to have meaningful conversation how we can enhance the arbitration ecosystem. For the past 3 years, DIAC has been leading the Dubai Arbitration Week and providing administrative support to the Dubai Arbitration Week's organizing committee. And ever since, DAO has become bigger and bigger, from 82 events in 2022 to 102 events in 2023, and last year 146 events. DAO is now the second largest arbitration week in the world. We had more than 1,300 people who attended DAO from more than 85 countries. And to me, Ziad, there is nothing more beautiful and more inspiring than witnessing the whole arbitration community come to Dubai, to this beautiful and dynamic city, to promote and develop arbitration. And DAO is not just about shedding lights on different topics around arbitration or talking about challenges of arbitration. DAO has become a week where people and entities come together to collaborate. And so we've seen many organizations have announced their collaborations during DAO. And I think that is extremely important, because if we really have to take arbitration to the next level, we believe that collaboration is the key for that. Beside all this, I think DIAC has played an instrumental role in many people's growth and especially professional growth. What I mean by that is if you look at many arbitrators and many lawyers, if you go through their bios and their CVs, you will see that they have some type of experience with DIAC arbitrations. And so either they have acted in their capacity as arbitrators or as representatives, legal representatives or parties, some of them as experts. And this shows that how we were able to create opportunities for people in terms of enhancing their profession and their success in the arbitration field. In fact, I come across many times arbitrators who are well-renowned arbitrators who have built successful career in arbitration, and they express their gratitude to DIAC because DIAC gave them their first appointments. And so this can tell you how we were able to contribute behind so many people's success, and we were able to make a difference. And so these are some of the things that we are keen on. But moving ahead, we will continue supporting different initiatives. We will continue working with like-minded organizations, and we'll continue collaborating to develop further the arbitration and make it a preferred method for resolving disputes.
Jehad, the first Emirati woman to be the executive director for DIAC. What is your advice to the aspiring leader in the legal field, particularly who want to pursue their career in arbitration and dispute resolution?
Well, the younger generation is extremely talented, I must say. I've been meeting many young lawyers and students who have a lot of understanding of arbitration already. They are way ahead of their time. They know what they want, and so I can already see future leaders. And I think the small little world of arbitration will no longer remain small. And I'm very excited about what the future holds for arbitration. But if I have to give an advice, I would say continue embracing a mindset of constant learning and adaptability as the legal landscape is constantly evolving. Time is your best and most valuable resource, so make sure that you use it wisely and make the most of it. Throughout your journey, you will encounter all types of people, including the negative people and naysayers. Make sure that you ignore them and don't let them affect you. Life is full of opportunities, so make sure that you continue focusing on what you want to achieve in life and keep moving forward even during the most challenging times. Remember that tough times don't last, tough people do. And since you want to build a career in law and arbitration, you need to know that these fields require a lot of writing, so be prepared for that. It's great to be a lawyer, it's great to be an arbitrator because you get an opportunity to serve others and to serve your community. What is more important is to uphold strong values and high ethical standards and never compromise on them under any circumstances.